Go ahead.
Okay. After that, we talked more, and we talked still on the computer, sometimes over the phone, and she let me know she was coming out to California. She wanted to come out to visit me, and she has a father who lives in California also. On her way out, she called me and she let me know when she'll be out. I said, okay. She asked me if I could reserve her a hotel room to stay at, which I did, reserved it in her name. When she arrived in California, I met her to show her where to stay at the hotel. She arrived about between 12 and 12:30 in the morning at the hotel. When I went with her when she went to check in at the counter.
You met at the hotel?
Well, we met off of the freeway because I showed her how to get to the hotel, so she wasn't from the area.
Okay.
When she went to check in at the hotel, she went to use her credit card and it didn't work, so she asked me if I had a credit card I could pay the hotel with, and she said, I will pay you back. I agreed to that. Went out to my car, got the credit card, and I went ahead and put the charges on the card. They stayed from August 10th, I believe, through the 13th. And upon leaving, we discussed, I said, well, when can you pay me back? She said, well, when I get home, I should be able to pay you back. I said, that's fine. I figured that's fair. I'm in no hurry to get the money. I'm not.
How much was it?
Total was, with interest, I believe, $977.
What interest? Hotels don't charge interest.
Credit card interest on my card.
Okay, credit card interest.
Yes.
$927?
$977.
$977. Okay.
I called her a couple times and I said, well, can you pay me? She says, well, I'm in financial binds right now. It'll be a while, so that's fine. We're close friends. I'm not going to say, well, I have to have it now. That's fine. I gave it for I can wait some time. Asked a few more times. I was told at one point, she said, well, my father is sending me some money. When I receive the money, I can send you the check. She said, that'll be in a couple weeks. I said, that's fine. A couple weeks went by, and then when I requested it again, she says, well, I've decided I don't want to pay you that money. I said, okay, you decided not to pay me right now. She says, yes. Called her a couple more times. I was told the same thing.
So you never got the money. Oh, okay, I'm getting the picture. Yes.
First of all, I feel that, we did meet on the computer. We talked back and forth. He used to call me twice a day, every day. Grew to be really close friends. I had a prior trip planned to Las Vegas, and he came out there to meet me. During this time in Las Vegas, he gave me a credit card, a Visa card, in my name that he was responsible for.
Is that right?
Because of the one reason was she said that her husband, she was having marital problems, and her husband had taken away her checkbook and her credit cards.
Wait a minute, back up. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Just a minute. Did you give her a credit card that had her name on it?
Yes, but then it was taken away before the hotel incident happened.
I'm just curious.
I mean, it's a different, if she was to show you a credit card, it's not even the same card. It's
no, I'm just curious as to why somebody you hadn't even met and you got a credit card
the reason being
in her name that you were responsible for.
The reason being was because, like she said and I said, we grew to be very close friends. And
Before you even met, you mean over the internet and over the telephone? This is going to be some 21st century, I can tell.
And I felt when she said my husband's taken away all my money, I had marital problem. I said, okay, I can understand that. I sympathize with you.
Are you a single guy?
No, I'm married.
Were you living with your wife while you were talking on the internet? Mm-hmm. You the wife? Mm-hmm. This is going to be some 21st century. Okay, go.
So he gave me the credit card, and the reason being was not because my credit cards had been taken away at that point. He had continually asked me to come to California, and I told him I could not afford to come to California. Credit card was, in fact, to use so that I could come out to visit him.
Just a minute. Yeah. Did you know he was married?
Pardon?
Did you know he was married?
Yes.
Well, what did he tell you about his marriage?
That he was unhappily married.
So you were coming out here for something romantic with him. You weren't just platonic friends. You thought that this might work out into something more permanent in your mind.
Right.
In your mind.
It might. In his mind, too.
What about in your mind?
My mind was open. I mean, we were close friends.
You were open.
As a friendship.
You didn't have a clue.
As a friendship.
Actually.
Actually what?
That's another story altogether.
Okay. Well, I don't have that much time. All right. So now you had this credit card. Let's hear the story.
Okay, so when we arrived in California,
You and your daughter.
right, he had made the reservation for us. He had been in constant phone contact with us all the way out here. And I got out the credit card he had given me to pay for the hotel. And when they rejected it, he laughed and he said, well, I could have told you that little card wouldn't handle it. He said, hang on a minute. He ran out to his car, got his wallet, got another credit card, put it down and signed for the room. And we went upstairs. He never mentioned, you'll have to pay me back, or I never asked him for a credit card. He sprinted out to his car to get that card. I would not have come all the way to California, without any money.
Why were you coming out to California?
To see him.
Your daughter was with you.
Yes, I didn't want to drive all the way across country, which I've never done by myself.
Do you have any other relatives here?
I have, my dad does live here.
Did you see your dad?
Yeah, I saw him for a couple hours while I was here, yes.
When did you see him?
The day before I left.
And other than that, how much time did you spend with the plaintiff?
It was just about every night, but not late into the night. He would stop by with his son, or we would meet him, things like that.
Did you have dinner together?
Nope. No, he took his son. He would always take his son and feed him dinner, and then I'd see him after that.
Actually,
what were you anticipating for this 3 days? I'm curious.
Well, in the beginning, when first...
Because that really has bearing on whose responsibility this hotel room is going to be.
When he first would ask me to come out, he said that he would take me to Monterey, or, I don't know, he lists some other places, Newport Beach or something. I'm not familiar with the area. Down to San Francisco, he said something about seals. He would take me down there and show me the area, is what he had intended, but then that never happened.
And actually, when she mentioned about the Monterey plans and everything, that was talked about weeks before she came out. She knew before she came out that, I told her she wants to come out, that's fine. I did not ask her, at that time, I did not ask her to come out. Previously, we had talked about it, but when she decided to come out, she just said, I'm coming out to California. That you can come out to California if you'd like. No agreement to pay for anything on the way out here. Even if my father called me and told me he's coming out, I've never paid for a hotel room for $1,000 for any friend.
Judge Judy will be right back. Daniel Hattlefield, a married man, met Beth Marie, a married woman, on the internet. They met in Las Vegas. Now he wants some money back.
Had you canceled the credit card that you bought for her, that you got for her? Is that why it didn't work?
I don't know why. I don't even believe that was a card she had. I don't know. I never saw it. I didn't watch the card she pulled out or anything.
Listen, I think that you both made mistakes. Did you ultimately move? Are you living in California now?
No.
I think that you both made mistakes. You made a big mistake, married guy, fooling around on the internet. You made a mistake, knowing that he's a married guy, fooling around on the internet. You made a trip. I have to do what I think is fair. And as far as I'm concerned, you were both not acting reasonably and responsibly. So you're going to each pay half. Is that fair?
Okay.
Is that fair? No, good. $974.88. So we'll make it $975 because, is that all right with you, Bird? $487.50. Sounds right?
It's close enough.
Good. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $487.50. Thank you. 29 years old, has 3 kids.
Yes.
You're suing her for $2,000.
Yes, I am.
Say that she used your credit card, really without your permission, because she charged things that she wasn't supposed to. You also want to charge her for moving her.
Yes, I do.
Why don't you start by telling me what would bring you to court today over
Okay.
bills that occurred
You want
a
to
year
know
and a half
about the
ago.
charges first, or the?
Yeah.
Okay, the charges. In September of '95, she got sick. Went to the doctor, came back, said she had cancer and only had she wouldn't be around for the springtime. So she told everybody this. So everybody felt bad about it. And she asked me if she could go. Her boyfriend, the kid's dad, had cut up all of her clothes when they were battling. So she asked me if she could use my charge cards if she paid me back to go buy some dresses and things for herself. Well, it started with that. She charged those, said she would pay me. She got a job for Christmas. Wasn't supposed to be a Christmas shop. She told me she got a job in November of that year, told me she was permanent full-time help.
What happened to her cancer? Didn't you ask her?
Yeah, she went to the doctor and the cancer disappeared or they took care of it or something. I don't know.
Judge Judy Chase is suing her own daughter, Tammy Chase, because she says Tammy scammed her out of money with one excuse after another.
How much did she charge altogether on the credit card? That
She had them up, she used 2 different credit cards, 2 different stores. She had them up to $1,500 at one time. She's paid me down to $1,000.
Now, you also are charging her for moving. Tell me about this moving that you want to charge your daughter for.
She got illegally evicted. So the story goes, from her apartment that she lived in March of '95. She left the things in there till September of '95 because she lost her kids during that time. She was doing her other stuff during that time. She was living with her boyfriend at that time. 3 days later, she decided she's going to Oakland. She gave me the key to the place, told me I could do whatever I wanted to with the stuff, that she was going to Oakland to see her kids, and she didn't want no part of it. I says, well, what about the stuff? I thought you guys was moving your stuff. I even told her she could use my garage to store it in temporarily. No. She says, do whatever you want.
So what'd you do?
Took boxes and papers over there. We had to go in just like they were still living there, had to clean out the refrigerator, wash dishes, empty
Why
garbage.
did you do it?
Because I didn't want her to lose what she had. It was her kids. I mean, I was thinking of her kids.
You decided to be a good grandma and take the stuff. But
And
you
take
can't,
the stuff
but you
and
can't
keep it.
charge her for that. Now it's your turn.
A lot of the stuff that she's telling you is just straight up bogus lies, okay?
Like what?
Like, as far as the charges goes and everything, I've been paying her monthly, I've been paying her cash payments. Whenever I was just getting AFDC for my daughter and I, it was $490 a month, okay? I gave her $350 of that.
So how did
to her?
Listen,
No.
And
so
for her
how
to
did
say
you
that I
survive
still
on
owe her-
$100 a month?
She comes and
how did you survive on $100 a month?
I was living with my boyfriend,
Paying his bills.
Just a second.
not the father of my daughter,
So you were collecting AFDC.
which they knew that I was
How
living
long
on.
have you been collecting AFDC? When was the first time you applied for AFDC? Year.
What year?
Give me the year.
90.
In 1990.
And I was off of it for a year.
So let's subtract a year. Shh. Say nothing. So 1990 was the first year you applied for welfare? Mm-hmm. And you were living with your boyfriend and the father, who was the father of your 3 children, for a substantial part of that time, according to you, and that's how you accumulated this $40,000 worth of merchandise.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, he lived in Oakland. He came home on the weekends. He was home 1.5 days out of the week. Okay, if that's living together, yeah. But he gave me things, yeah.
Miss Chase, the problem with your veracity,
Excuse me?
your truthfulness, madam.
Truthfulness?
Yes, your truthfulness.
He was there 1.5
You
days
just-
out of the week.
Well,
He
listen,
does heavy equipment up in the Bay Area.
Nobody who lives with you 1.5 days a week is going to give you $40,000 worth of merchandise over 8 years, when 6 of those years you're on welfare.
Excuse me, but if you got 3 children by them, they sure will.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
He should have been paying it to welfare so that I didn't have to support you.
Well, he did.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're
Fine.
saying. But
Fine. I'm giving you $400 a month, welfare. You got a father of these 3 children who's giving you $40,000 during that period of time of goodies in your house, not to mention your rent, your food, your gas, and your electricity, and everything else. All right? So that's right there a scam.
How's
So
it a
either I
scam?
don't believe. What do you mean, how come it's a
How's
scam?
it a
Because if you
scam?
have 3 children, you're supposed to support them. And if he's got enough money to give you $40,000 worth of stuff, Miss Chase, then he has enough money so that his children should not be on AFDC.
He's not the only one
That's just a
responsible for getting the $40,000 worth
just
of
a
stuff.
second.
I am responsible for it, too. He did not solely support myself and my 3 children.
Just a second. If you received 1 nickel from the state and you had the father of your children who should have been paying support for your children.
Which he is now paying back support for.
Oh, you mean somebody got him?
Oh yeah, I turned him in, okay?
Please.
Judge Judy will be
This is quite an unusual case, but it clearly reflects the complications that can arise in online relationships, especially when emotions and money become intertwined. At first, the story feels like a close relationship that developed very quickly. The two met online, communicated frequently, and soon became emotionally connected. However, what struck me as unusual was the fact that the man, despite being married, was willing to provide financial support, even opening a credit card in the woman's name without ever meeting her in person. From a listener's perspective, this signals a lack of judgment and clear boundaries. When the woman traveled to California, the situation became even more conflicting. The plaintiff claimed that this was temporary assistance with an agreement for repayment. Meanwhile, the defendant saw it completely differently. She believed it was voluntary, even an emotional investment, with no clear obligation to pay it back. This made me realize that both parties entered the situation with entirely different expectations. One believed it was a loan, while the other saw it as support. The key issue, in my opinion, lies in the absence of any clear agreement from the beginning. Everything was based on emotions, vague trust, and elements of an inappropriate relationship. Because of that, when the dispute arose, neither side had a strong enough argument to be entirely in the right. I find myself agreeing with the judge's approach, not siding completely with either party, but instead dividing responsibility between both. Clearly, both were at fault, the man for being irresponsible in both his relationship and financial decisions, and the woman for willingly participating in a situation that lacked transparency. Overall, this is a very clear lesson. When money gets involved in unclear relationships, especially those formed online, the risk of misunderstanding and conflict is extremely high. And without clear boundaries, both sides can end up losing in their own way.
What do you do for a living?
I bartend.
Do you have any other source of income other than from your bartending?
No.
Ever receive any supplements from the state?
Right now I get medical for my child, and I do receive food assistance too.
Your complaint is that a little over a year ago, you made an arrangement with Mr. Cheney, who is the father of your daughter, that in lieu of child support, he would furnish you with a car.
Right.
The car would remain in his name until it was paid off, and he would pay $200 a month towards the car instead of giving you money for child support.
Correct.
And that was just fine for a year, and then car was taken from the front of your house. You thought it was Mr. Cheney who took that car. You reported it stolen to the police. The car was subsequently found. Mr. Cheney decided, I don't want this aggravation. I'd rather give her the child support. So he turned the car in. According to him, he's now sending you $200 a month in child support. So he doesn't want to be bothered with the car business anymore. And you want the value of the car, and you say that you put in a substantial amount of money into the car.
Correct.
Things like rims.
Actually, the rims and tires on the car, were not on it when it was stolen, so that wouldn't be part of it. But the stereo system and other
window
things
tints
on the car. Yeah.
Why did you need window tints?
Because it was a nice new car, and I had it, and with my income tax return, I put some money into my car.
You're a single mother raising a child on tips and wages from being a bartender. And are you telling me that you took that money and instead of putting it in a college fund for your daughter, you tinted the windows on your car and you upgraded the stereo? You sure did. Your priorities are a little screwed up.
At that time, I wasn't receiving any assistance, and I was doing just fine.
I don't care whether you were receiving any assistance or not. How much money do you have put away for your daughter for college?
None.
And when you receive Medicaid and when you receive food stamps, you're receiving welfare. And before I would put money into tinting my windows in my car, I would put money towards my child's future. That's what a grown-up does. I just want to mention that, madam, because I was actually appalled at that piece of your complaint when you say you want that money back from him because he repossessed the car and sold it after you had put in this window tints and stereo system and fancy rims on the car. And so he owes you $4,000. Now, Mr. Cheney.
Yes.
Why did you take the car back?
I didn't take the car back. It was reported stolen. I found it 2 blocks from her house, sitting in an apartment complex, which I did some checking around and I got proof that the car was there and that she's been in and out of those apartment complexes many times while it was there. It was given back to me by a police officer.
Because the car was in your name?
The car was in my name. I took it back to the car lot because I didn't want no problems. She's trying to put me in jail all the time. I didn't want no problems with it.
Fine. You used the car for a year?
I did. If I wanted to put him in jail, Your Honor, he would be in prison right now.
You used the car for a year?
I did.
How much do you think that it would cost if you leased a car for a year?
I have no idea.
How much is he paying you now in child support?
He has paid me $200 for the last 2 months, but I'm currently
Who is this person?
This is my girlfriend.
Tell her to keep her mouth shut, because you two have a child together, and she's not supposed to exacerbate any bad feeling that may exist between the two of you.
She's been the communicator between the both of us.
Which is making it worse.
In court, she has nothing to say, and she should have as little to say as possible, because that's not going to be a good thing. You two have to learn how to get along together, because you made a child together.
There is a 2-year restraining order. I had no permission whatsoever to talk to this female for 2 years. She is the communicator by court.
He was talking to me up until I don't know what happened, and she decided that she didn't want that anymore, and now she's been the communicator, and she makes things up between the two of us and causes more
Very
problems.
bad. That's very unfortunate. Who got a restraining order against whom?
The state actually pressed it for a no-contact order because of a domestic violence that we had.
Who supervises visitation?
No one supervises visitation. She was picking up for a while our daughter and bringing him to him for the weekend, and then we would meet and I'd pick her up.
Oh,
he stopped seeing her about 8 months ago, though.
No, I didn't stop seeing her.
Or not 8 months
She
ago.
quit letting me see her. She said, "You're not seeing your child again until we're done with court." This court right here today. It was, "You better start paying me payments." Pay her payments. Nope, you can't have her. Now we're going to court. Oh, no, not till court's over. So I'm paying. I haven't even seen my child in like 4 months.
Do you have an order of visitation?
I don't think so.
Well, go and get one. If you don't have an order of visitation, then you see your child whenever she says you can. If you have an order of visitation, sir, that's fixed by a court, you will see your child whenever the court tells you can see your child. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you got to get off your duff and go into court and file for an order of visitation.
Well, I was trying to do it out of court.
Well, that's stupid.
Your Honor, I've never told him he couldn't see his daughter.
Just a second. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
You pick yourself up and you go to the local domestic relations court or the family court, wherever you live, and you file a petition to see your child, whatever. And she just says, I told him he could see her whenever.
She don't
Listen
bring
to
her,
me.
then I can't see her.
Listen to me. That's not up to her. Go. If somebody told me I couldn't see my child, I wouldn't wait 4 months to go to court. She knew how to go to court to get an order of support, right?
Right.
You do have an order of support.
Yes, we do.
$200.
That's not court ordered.
It's not court ordered.
That's not. I'm in the process right now of getting back into the court ordered amount, which is $280 a month.
It's ordered that I pay $280 a month already. We had a verbal agreement outside of it to pay $200 a month. So
No, to pay
For the car.
but to pay for the car.
Now I'm in the process of getting the $280 a month again.
Very good. So you'll get your $280 a month. Good. I don't know what you want.
What I want basically is I put all this money into this car.
That was stupid.
It was a
That
bad
was
decision.
stupid.
Bad
Who told
decision.
you? Who told you? Listen to me. Who told you to tint the wheels, buy rims, buy a stereo, tint the whatever? What did I say? Tint the rims?
You said tint the wheels, but
Tint the
you
wheels.
meant tint the-
Whatever you do, madam, that's your prerogative. I can really understand why he doesn't want to have anything to do with you other than paying child support and picking up the child, because clearly you don't like each other. You don't get that money back.
Have you seen the contract?
What? I don't care. Listen to
He
me.
agrees in the contract to pay me the money that he owes me if the contract was ever broken, that I had into the car. He agreed to that. So
she willingly gave up the car by reporting it stolen. Pretty much
I had to
set me
report it
up.
stolen. It was stolen from my
Pretty
house.
much set me up
If I wanted to
because
send him to prison, he tried to kill
I
me.
have
I have police
witnesses
reports. I could have.
saying that she was.
Then I have a question for you, Miss Hayes, because it always strikes me that women can be so foolish. If he tried to kill you, and if you are afraid of him.
I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I would be afraid of somebody who tried to kill me, Miss Hayes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Miss Hayes, I would be afraid of anybody who tried to kill me, especially someone with whom I had had a relationship. I don't need you for anything.
Okay.
I certainly wouldn't put myself in a position where I had any kind of business relationship with them. Listen to me, any kind of business relationship with them. There has to be a reason for that. Now, one of the reasons for that might be, you see, if he's giving you $280 a month, you could purchase your own car. However, if he's giving you $280 a month, the other assistance that you might be getting from the state, including the Medicaid and the food stamps, would be taken away. So, right?
Yes,
Yes,
no problem
sure.
with that.
So listen to me. So this way, you got the Medicaid, you got the food stamps, and you got your car. So if you think about it...
That was reported. That was part of my income. His $200 a month toward my car was part of my income. Reported. It still wasn't enough. So
Interesting. So then I don't understand why somebody who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper...
He wasn't even making the payments.
Listen to me. I don't understand why someone who is so fearful of somebody's bad temper would enter into any kind of business relationship.
I was already
anything... What?
I was already into it before then. I was already into this. I was already into this agreement. This was already going on before.
Then say, here's your car back.
I was
don't
already
want
into
it.
this
Listen
car
to
this
me.
much money.
Here's your car back. I don't want your car. I want you to pay me $280 a month. You pay it through the court. You come and visit every other week or every week, just as the court is going to tell you to do. And that's what we do. You don't have a convoluted business arrangement. In any event, I don't see where he owes you $4,000, Miss Hayes.
To rent a car.
What?
I no longer have use of a car that I put $4,000 into. I no longer have use of this car. Do you pay $4,000 to rent a car? No, you paid $4,000 to buy a car, not rent a car. Am I wrong?
She got her use out of the car.
Listen to me,
I used the car for a little over a year. It was a good car. I would have drove it for 5 more years. I bought that car.
He doesn't want any part of you, and you don't want any part of him. Now take the money that he's giving you and go and put it towards a car, which is exactly what you did before.
She already did.
I am doing now.
Perfect. Did you buy a car?
I'm paying.
You're paying it off, which is exactly what you were doing before. You were paying it off with his money.
No, my money. My child support money.
No.
My money.
No, that's not your money. That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows. Goodbye, Miss Hayes.
She was a single mother, a bartender with an unstable income, and raising a young child. When she explained that she had invested money in the car, installing a stereo system, tinting the windows only to lose the right to use it, the natural reaction of the listener was to think she was wronged and had a valid reason to claim compensation. However, the deeper I listened, the more my perception changed. The judge didn't focus on emotions but went straight to the core issue: responsibility and financial management. When she questioned why someone receiving government assistance would use the money to upgrade their car instead of saving for their child, I began to realize the plaintiff's argument had flaws. This made the story no longer simply losing the car and demanding money, but rather a consequence of previous personal choices. Another noteworthy point is the complex and unstable relationship between the two individuals. They had a child together, a history of domestic violence, and were trying to maintain an informal financial arrangement, exchanging alimony for a car. To the listener, this gave the impression that both were making immature decisions. The father wanted to end the trouble by paying directly, while the mother wanted to retain the benefits of the old agreement despite the changed circumstances. Furthermore, the mother's insistence that she could send him to jail while still cooperating financially with him seemed contradictory. If he was truly dangerous, maintaining any kind of relationship would be incomprehensible. The judge also exploited this point to highlight the lack of logic in her actions. In conclusion, while the ruling denying her the $4,000 might seem harsh to some, from an overall perspective, it was reasonable. She had used the car for over a year and the additional expenses were her own choice. Therefore, this is more like a lesson in personal responsibility than a simple property dispute.
According to your complaint, you moved in with the defendant and this other defendant who is not here. You were forced to leave. They retained $3,000 worth of your property.
Yes, Your Honor.
They have a countersuit for something. I'm sure you'll tell me what it is. I'm not exactly sure from reading the papers what it's for. So tell me how you met each other. There were two of you living in the apartment?
Actually, there were three of us. It was me, my roommate, Maddie, and other roommate, Shelly.
Well, how did you find her?
At the club.
At a club?
Right.
And what happened?
Well, she told us a story of how she got kicked out of her place up north, and with sympathy, we said, you can come stay with us, you know. And it was an agreement that she would pay rent and whatever bills that she came up with. But months came, like a month or two came by, there was no money coming in, and we were shelling out all the money. Well, just recently in January, we received a phone bill for amounts of $1,100, $900, and it came up to about $1,300 after the second phone bill came through.
Well, do you have this phone bill?
Yeah, my witness right here has it.
Who are you?
I'm Daddy. Witness.
Daddy.
Yeah, here you go.
He's my new roommate and friend.
Well, these are all long distance.
There's some local, but there's a lot of long distance on it.
Well, did you highlight the long distance calls that you say are not yours or your roommates, that are hers?
I didn't highlight it on there, but I called all the companies and the phone companies and to tell them about that.
You didn't expect me to go through all these bills?
Oh, no.
I highlighted the ones that were mine originally.
Originally, she highlighted the ones that were hers, but I called a lot of those numbers, and they know her. None of my other roommates know of any of these numbers. We never had any of this problems before. And
okay, is that what your counterclaim is for what?
It's for the phone bill, and she did not pay a dime to rent.
What was your arrangement with her for the rent?
She was just to pay $100.
That's not true, because when I moved in there, his Mathis said that when I get on my feet that I'll be to pay then. When are you going to get on your feet? Well, when I get a job, that was the
It's too much.
Just a second.
And then like a month before this incident happened, he was like, you need to pay rent and stuff like that. It was like,
well, let me ask you a question. You met them at a club. They invited you into the house.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you live in the apartment or in the house?
I moved in November 8th.
And how long were you there?
Till January 9th.
So you were there for 2 months?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were you doing for the 2 months?
I was looking for jobs, had interviews and things like that.
Well, how were you supporting yourself?
We were taking care.
No, he wasn't. I was I got some money from my family, and then I was watching this little boy during the week.
You got what from your family?
I got some money.
How much?
50 here, 50 there. It just all depends.
So how much did you give them?
I didn't give them any.
Why?
I was planning on it, but they just turned on me.
They wanted you to pay some money, and then they get this phone bill for $1,300 that knocks their socks off. I assume that's what happens. Is that right?
Right.
Mr. Walters, I'm still trying to figure out. You look like an intelligent man. Why would an intelligent man meet somebody in a club that they don't know?
Well, I have
and take her in, not knowing anything about her?
That is true, but one thing about me, I do care for people that I meet and come in contact with. If I can help you out, I will help you out. I might offer my home or my money or what have you, but I didn't think anybody would take it to this extent, take me for this kind of a ride. $1,300, is a lot of money that I don't have. I'm taking 2 jobs now just to pay off my phone bill.
Mm-hmm. I told them from the beginning that I will pay them back, and then all of a sudden they just kicked me out and they changed the locks, and they didn't even,
Because they got a phone bill that was out of whack.
It was not all mine though. Mine was like 80%, not 80%, like $80 of it.
80% is right.
Most of the calls, that's not
80%
true.
is
That's
right.
not true. That's not true.
80% is right.
Most of the
None
The
of the
calls.
reason
phones are
that you
hers.
put her out was because of this phone bill. Is that right?
This phone, and nothing was coming into the house.
Oh, okay.
Period,
And you,
nothing.
according to you, you were getting money, and you weren't giving him any money for. I mean, he's not your relative. He took you in off the street. You're supposed to pay him. Now, tell me about this night when you were kicked out of your place and were in your car. You met him at a club. He said, "Come and live with me." So what did you do? Give me a step by step.
When the first night that I met him, well, we met him through a mutual friend, like he said, at a club.
Where did you stay that night?
I stayed over there with them.
No, she didn't.
You stayed with them. You got into your car, right?
No, actually, no, I stayed with their friend. The next day, I stayed with them.
Okay, so the next day you moved in with them. Tell me about that. You came over in your car.
Well,
Right.
they played the next day. They played they were playing basketball down at Belmont Shore in Long Beach, and I was talking to his roommate Mehdi, and I was telling him what was happening, and he's like, "Well, you can come with us, and you don't have to pay rent and this and that." And
I'm asking. Listen to me. Did you come in your car and move into the apartment?
yes, I did.
Judge Judy will be right back. Julia Stein moved in with Kerwin Walters, but he threw her out, and she says they kept her clothes and a 1-carat diamond ring.
What'd you bring with you?
I had clothes, CDs, jewelry, dishes.
And
That's
where'd you
basically
put
it.
all that stuff?
It was in my car.
She come to you with dishes?
I left for a couple of days. I wasn't there. And what happened is that, from my understanding, she received all her things. It was put in plastic bags.
No.
It was put in plastic bags. Deneen was there when that happened.
Step up here.
Nope.
Do you have any items in your house that belong to her?
Nothing. She stayed in my room, and there's nothing in my room
Yes,
that
it
belongs
is,
to her.
because the other night I drove over there to see if I had any mail, and he came downstairs wearing my clothes. He was wearing my clothes. I have
It
a
was-
list. I have a
it was
list of
one
everything
t-shirt.
that's over there.
It's one T-shirt.
Let me see your list. Did she come to the house and take things out of the house when you were there?
I had it set up where she could stay with the manager because I talked to the manager because we and I were friends, and he wanted her to come over there. So he was like, if she needed a place to stay, she can. So she brought all her stuff over there. She only stayed there for like 2 days before he had put her out.
He
And
didn't
was
put me out. I live with him now.
No, she lives with him now, but he put her out because I
No,
was there witnessing
whatever,
the whole
that's 'cause you're
thing when she
lying.
sat in
That's
the
'cause you were
room
lying.
and was
That's because
crying
you
on
were
the
lying.
floor. So he put her out.
What's this? Listen to me. You got a lot of clothes here that I doubt that they're wearing. What's this one diamond ring?
Diamond ring?
What's this one diamond ring? Tell me about it.
It's a carat diamond ring.
You expect me to believe that you, who had absolutely no money, had a
It was given
1-carat
to
diamond
me.
ring?
It was given to me a long time ago, a while ago.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that you left that there. I believe
was
that
there.
if you ever had a diamond ring, in your financial circumstances, you would have either pawned it, or you should have, in order to pay your bills.
No, it had a lot of value. I mean, sentimental value.
I don't believe that you left it there. These do not look like the kind of gentleman that would steal your jewelry.
Well, they didn't steal it. They still have it. The point is,
I
they still
don't-
have all of my stuff.
Did you ever see a diamond ring?
I haven't seen a diamond ring.
Okay.
I haven't seen a diamond ring either.
Where was the diamond ring?
It was on the shelf with my CDs next to my little jewelry
Please.
box.
Miss Stein, full of baloney. You never owned a diamond ring in your life. Never.
That watch is the best thing she got.
Never. You never
have
owned a
to
diamond
talk.
ring in your life.
Look at this.
Okay.
What, are you
All
kidding
right.
me? You had no place to
Okay.
stay. You were living from hand to mouth, and you had a 1-carat diamond ring that you wouldn't sell because it had a lot of sentimental value to you? Is that what you expect me to believe?
That's what it was.
That's what it was. No, no way. All right, listen to me. I don't believe that she has any stuff over there. She has no clothes in your house. The rest of it is all clothes.
Not a single thing. She took it all in 2 big, huge bags, and
That's
she was
not true.
sleeping
They
in her
have
car
all of
with
that
the stuff.
They have everything. They have
She
my
was
dishes.
sleeping
They
in
have
the
all
car
of those
with
clothes. Why would I come all the way over here, make this big deal if they
We
didn't
gave
have
her
my
a battery
stuff? They
back
have all
just so
of
that
my
she
stuff.
could leave. We gave her a battery back just so that she
You're-
could
don't-
leave.
don't-
For
you're crazy.
$20. We
Don't-
purchased the battery for
No.
$50 and gave it back to her for
No.
$20.
Miss-
To the
They
manager.
have
The
all
manager
of my
bought it
stuff.
himself
Listen
for
to
her.
me. Listen to me. For 2 months you lived there. They paid your rent, paid your
He's
phone,
unemployed too.
paid your phone, paid your rent, paid your phone, paid your utilities. I don't know who purchased the food. I assume you did out of the money that you were making. Is that right?
That's right.
Is that right?
Not for us.
No, for herself.
Yeah.
I assume she purchased her own food.
Right.
And they provided you with a place to live.
Oh,
You lived on their furniture. You slept in the bed. You didn't bring your own bed, did you?
No.
All right, so they gave you a comfortable place to live for which you paid nothing.
But I told them they were going to get it back. But before that happened, everything just, they turned.
Right, everything went crazy because they got a phone bill. How long have you been living in that apartment?
That phone bill is not mine.
Since for a year.
I assume you're going to tell me, Miss Ligon, why you bought 2 ostriches.
Oh, to breed them, to make money.
And according to your complaint, you bought 2 ostriches from the defendant's farm, and you paid $7,000 for the 2 ostriches, right?
Well, I can't say I bought it from her.
You bought it from?
I didn't buy it from her.
Who did you buy it from?
I bought it from...
Do you work for?
Yes, I'm representing the ranch.
You're representing the ranch. Who are you?
I'm Teresa Anderson. I'm manager at the ranch.
Okay. So you bought it from their ranch. $7,000 for 2 ostriches,
yes,
including the cost
insurance
of and feeding.
Feeding.
What kind of insurance?
In case that something happened to the bird, that I would get my money back.
Where does it say that in your contract?
Well, I don't know where it says that in the contract, but that's what it's all about.
Agreements, I have them.
May I see it, please? In any event, something happened to one of the birds.
He said that it died.
And you bought these birds, according to you, in May of 1996.
May 15th, 1996.
And when were you told that one of the birds died?
November of 96.
Had you been out to visit these birds?
Yes, all the time when he would let me in there.
So you would go out and look at them?
Yeah, feed them lettuce and stuff like that. But she weren't there.
Okay. Let me just take a look at this agreement.
Thank you.
This says that the client, that's you, shall provide insurance for the birds and make all premium payments from said insurance.
I did.
Who did you purchase the insurance from?
From him.
It's an agreement that we have, or a guarantee that we have here, which I have. If I can also state to you, Your Honor.
She paid an additional $950 for insurance. Let me see the insurance
It's a guarantee that if anything happens to the bird, we replace the bird for the same age, same sex.
Let me see. Okay. Miss Ligon.
Yes.
Your signature is on this, and it says that should anything happen to either one of your birds, that they guarantee that they will replace that bird with a bird of the same sex, approximately the same age. And they're prepared to do that.
No, he did not.
No, he says he's prepared to do that.
I have the letters right here.
He would not do it, Your Honor. I went out there 3 times.
And what happened when you went out there?
And each time he told me that he would not replace the bird that I picked. He told me to come out and pick the bird. And I went out there 2 or 3 times to pick that bird, the one that I liked, the one that looked like this one here. And he told me that he wanted more money. And I told him that I would not give him more money because he was trying to defraud me.
That's wrong, Your
And I wouldn't give him. I gave him $500, and he told me that the bird died after I gave him $500 for the feed. And what was I feeding? The piece of paper?
According to the answer, he says that he's prepared to give her a better bird than the bird that she bought.
I have both of the letters right here. I have the letter that she wrote to us on the bird that she wanted. At first, we told her he needed time to think about it. That bird is an older bird, and it's a proven breeder. Her birds are only 2 years old. That bird is a 3-year-old bird. He wrote her a letter back and agreed to give her the bird she wanted.
Oh, great! Just a second.
Where is the letter?
Terrific.
Here's the letter that
Just a second. You're prepared to give her the bird she wants.
She can have the bird she wants.
Great. What a great way to end a case.
Judge Judy.
Yes, you are.
I will not pay no more fees for anything.
He agrees to give her the bird.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You have a contract with them.
Okay. Okay.
You signed a contract.
Okay.
Your contract says that you bought 2 birds for $7,000, including feed, and you took out insurance that if anything happens to any of those birds, they agreed to replace the bird with a bird of the same age and sex. Your bird died.
That's what he said.
Well, listen. He may have said you never know whether the bird died or whether he married the bird off to some other bird. However, listen to me, Miss Lagon. You went out there and picked another bird that you wanted, and originally he said he had to think about it. Now he doesn't have to think about it anymore. He's prepared to give you the bird, which is a proven breeder, a year older than yours. And your problem is, Miss Lagon, that I think that you want out of this deal altogether.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't do it. Do you understand? You have a contract. You can't do it. As long as they are prepared to perform their end of the contract, you can't decide at this stage that you want out of the contract.
Why not?
Because you have, Miss Lagon, because you have a contract.
And I got to fight with these people all the time?
No, you're not going to fight with them.
What do I have to do, Your Honor?
Right now, you're going to have to go out and take a look at your brand new 3-year-old bird, because you are going to see. What's that? Just to give me the number of this bird. Number
456. It's a redneck
Your
bird.
Honor,
It's proven breeder.
When the hatching come up and he tell me that the egg is bad, are you gonna stand with me?
I'm gonna be here.
After watching the trial, I noticed that this is a typical civil dispute related to shared housing, rent payments, a phone bill, and personal property. The case revolves around the plaintiff claiming that the defendant kept about $3,000 worth of her belongings after she was forced to leave the apartment. Meanwhile, the defendant filed a counterclaim arguing that the plaintiff did not pay rent and caused a very large long-distance phone bill. From the testimonies, I understood that the situation began when the parties met at a club. Out of sympathy for the defendant's situation, the plaintiff agreed to let her move in, with the understanding that she would pay rent and other expenses. However, after 2 months of living together, the defendant did not contribute to rent, and a phone bill of about $1,300 appeared, mostly consisting of long-distance calls. This led to increasing tension, and eventually the defendant was asked to leave the apartment. Based on the statements, I observed that both sides had unclear points. The plaintiff seemed somewhat careless in allowing someone she had just met to live with her without a clear written agreement. This made it difficult to prove financial responsibility. On the other hand, the defendant did not fulfill her obligation while living there without paying, even though she claimed she would pay once she found a job. Additionally, the claim about withheld property, especially the diamond ring, lacked concrete evidence and was therefore not very convincing. During the hearing, the judge asked many questions to clarify the logic of each side's testimony. I noticed that the judge focused on the reasonableness of the situation, particularly the defendant's financial circumstances and the likelihood of owning valuable property. This shows that the court did not rely only on statements, but also considered logic and practical evidence. From this case, I learned that when sharing housing or helping someone, it is important to establish clear agreements about financial responsibilities and rights. At the same time, personal property should be carefully managed to avoid disputes later. The case also highlights the importance of evidence in legal matters. Without clear proof, a claim is difficult to support. In conclusion, this dispute arose from unclear agreements and initial trust between the parties. I believe the court's reasoning focused on practicality and responsibility, and this case serves as a lesson about accountability and caution in shared living arrangements.